Season ahead for Black Soil Bloodstock, I think it's pretty exciting, to be honest, really exciting. Get to see this really nice 2-year-old crop and a few that haven't raced yet step out as 3-year-olds. I think that's all really exciting because none of last season's 2-year-olds have been overly exposed or overly pressured. So there's a lot of fuel in the tank there. We've got some really exciting yearlings that have just rose to be 2-year-olds coming through the ranks that'll make their way into the 2-year-old racing. At some point in the season, we mightn't see any of them in the really early bit. We might see some before Christmas, and then obviously we'll target that later part again like we did this year. Then you've got the flag bearers, you've got Niedorp and Co of the older horses, and hopefully like the likes of Night Mariner coming back, that I think you've got great racing prospects ahead of them at 4-year-old that have been looked after all the way through and can get to nice stakes level racing. So I think Black Soil Bloodstock have got a lot to look forward to this season. I think we saw at the beginning of it last season. I can only see it getting bigger and better as we go forward into this racing season. So for me, I'm certainly excited to see these black and white colours going around a lot more. There'll be a lot more of their horses racing. It was a slow start with their 2-year-olds last season. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this season, and they should be as well. She's going really good. She'll be back for the summer carnival, Niedorp. She's come back in good order. I think it's the best I've seen her spell. She's able to have a really nice break after the winter and come back for this summer. So hopefully we get to the Magic Million sprint with her, probably where I want to get to. Really pleased the way she's going. The Actuary, we might see her head to Sydney in the spring. She's back at the moment. We've got a little spring carnival here for 3-year-olds too, but ideally we'd love to get her away to Sydney in this spring. Isotope, you won't see till the summer. She's had a really nice break from the winter. I thought she had a hard enough first racing campaign to give her a longer break. She's come back bigger and stronger. I'm really pleased with the physical development she's made since last preparation, and you'll see her as a real force this summer carnival. I think there's some other 3-year-olds there that we haven't mentioned that I think are going to make their presence felt this season. I think we saw a little bit of Bleu Zebra as a 2-year-old. I think you'll see a really nice 3-year-old filly. We just backed off her just to help her find that improvement. You'll definitely see that. Aventurine, really nice filly, tragedy beat first starting a race. You won't see her get beat next time, and she's got a really good 3-year-old career ahead of her. There's a few others there unraced. There's a filly called Ruben there, Zoo-Star I particularly like. You haven't seen her yet. Glitter Strip, 1 run, 1 win. Filly that's going to get out to 1.25 miles from Miami Fleiss. Unfortunately had a little mishap at the jump outs, but she's a highly talented filly. Got a huge opinion of her. She's probably my horse to watch this season. Only all superficial, so it'll take a little while to heal, but she's a pretty smart filly, and she's a Black Soil Bloodstock bred horse, she's different. She's not one we went out and sourced at the sale. She's one that they bred, and so not only can they buy nice horses through the help of John Foot and myself, they can certainly breed nice horses, obviously with Brian and Harry McAlpine putting their heads together there as well. So it's a well-rounded organisation, and she's a filly I look forward to seeing on the track. Really beautiful team of 3-year-olds they got, and pressure's on this season's 2-year-olds to be as good as last season's, because I think at the end of this next racing season they're going to have a bumper of a 3-year-old year. The babies we've had through so far for Black Soil Bloodstock have been terrific. They're all well educated. I haven't put the screws down on any of them. We've just looked at their progression. They've all physically really improved. And they all start to come back in for their more serious preparations this time in, so they'll be more graded on this prep. But I love their growth, their physical development. Their education's been faultless. They're beautifully educated horses, and I guess over the next 6 months we're going to see where they sit in this early part of the season. But I think they've got a lot to look forward to with their 2-year-old crop. They're a lovely crop, but they've got big shoes to fill on last year's. They'll be in the market for high quality yearlings that have got pedigree and that have got type and action. So that's what you get when you buy a Black Soil Bloodstock horse. It's got pedigree, it's got type, and it's got action on its side. So how deep we go at the sales this year, we'll talk to Brian, and we'll have a strategy going into it, and we'll be there to buy some really nice horses again, and that'll hopefully start off in January next year.